You want me to put that on my Tudor?
Harry's Wife. Was she a yacht girl? Part 3. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. One of the things that I regularly explain to people is the necessity of the examination of evidence. This is done when you're dealing with narcissists, because often your emotional thinking will carry you away and will cause you to have a skewed perspective of what is really going on. And therefore it is important to go to the evidence about what's actually happening, as invariably that will provide you with peace of mind. Similarly, I explained that when you deal with, say, a narcissist in litigation in a court situation, go to the evidence, because the evidence will speak volumes, irrespective of the protestations of the narcissist. And here, I'm examining the evidence that exists in relation to the suggestion that Harry's wife was a yacht girl. There's a lot that's said and written about Harry's wife. A lot of it is speculation and gossip. There is, of course, evidence one sifts through in relation to all of that. And I'm not interested in the gossip. There are sites which cater to that, and if people wish to spend their days gossiping and speculating about Harry's wife, they're perfectly free to waste their time in that way if they wish. If they enjoy that and it provides them with some kind of amusement or entertainment, so be it. I, of course, am interested in explaining to you about narcissism and our victims, about the various facets of the dynamic, and providing you with repeated examples of well-known narcissists to help you understand. With all of that stated, let's continue to look at the evidence. And now we look at a tweet from somebody called Adam Howne, who writes, at Harry's wife, any chance you'd be in the market looking to join my friends and I, boat for Yacht Week, week 35, 25th of August to the 3rd of September in Croatia. You'll note from the date of this was prior to her involvement with Old Ginger Bollocks. And therefore, Adam Howne couldn't be said to be trying to make a name for himself by inventing such matters. Indeed, at this juncture, the world largely didn't know about her. Adam has issued a request to her to see if she would join his friends for Yacht Week. Now, maintaining an open mind, that could just be the suggestion that she was going to join them to spend some time on a yacht and drink champagne and jump in the sea and have some fun because she's jolly good company. It is a possibility. We know, of course, that she doesn't really have much of a personality, has no sense of humour, isn't particularly interesting, and therefore that would lead one more likely to conclude that she would be useful in other ways, and therefore the possibility that she would find herself being requested by Mr. Howne for the purposes of being a yacht girl. He's pretty insistent as well, because he issues another tweet 6 days later, on the 25th of February 2016, at Harry's wife, at Suits USA. Harry's wife, please put too much in details about Suits. I'm not watching. By the way, please come to Yacht Week. He's again wanting her to attend. Perhaps her capacity to suck a golf ball through 40 feet of hosepipe makes her particularly alluring. Thus, the suggestion of her being involved in Yacht Week. Now, there's no evidence to show that she responded. There's no evidence to demonstrate that she spent time with Mr. Howne and his friends. But the fact that she's being requested to go on a boat for Yacht Week either suggests just a friendly offer, or it may well fit with the narrative that she was being sought out for the purposes of engaging in yacht girl behaviour. Whether she did on this occasion or not is unclear. You will see, of course, the picture that has much been touted about, which has suggested that it was her I'm available for rent picture, which again is an inference that people have placed upon it. But what did happen in Croatia? Now, there is a picture that has appeared a number of times which shows Harry's wife on a yacht holding onto her straw hat. That picture is associated with a trip to Croatia. Is this the Croatian boat week that Mr. Hone is referring to? Well, it certainly doesn't appear to be the one in 2016. According to something called skippercity.com, there's an article called Harry's Wife's Memories of Croatia and states, in July 2014, Harry's wife spent a beautiful few days on the Croatian coast. Here's what she wrote. A tour of Croatian Adriatic coast is worth every kuna, starting from medieval Dubrovnik, whose architecture and history will take your breath away, to Korčula, Vis and Var. You will see what the Dalmatian coast has to offer, spectacular wines, fresh seafood, beautiful nature, and picturesque rocks, a little bit of nightlife, and of course the sea. This is how then Hollywood actress and now British royal Harry's wife wrote about her visit to Croatia. In addition to Straden and the town walls, it seems that Harry's wife was particularly impressed with the food in Dubrovnik. Remember, Italy is Croatia's neighbour, and you do feel that in the food. If you are looking for something more low-key and very authentic, for dinner, order the squid ink risotto and wash it down with a glass of Plavac Mali, a full-bodied Croatian red wine, wrote Harry's wife. After Dubrovnik, she visited Korčula, which she called a one-night destination due to the size of the island. In addition to restaurants, she also recommended visiting the Bishop's Palace from the 18th century. She also mentioned the walking tour of the town of Korčula, which she described as full of stone houses and surrounded by medieval walls. She added that Marco Polo was apparently born nearby. At the end of her tour, she visited Var. Talk about a change of pace when you get to Var, where yachts line the harbour and ladies who wear high heels with their bikinis frolic about. And perhaps that is the beauty of Var. You can have it all, as I did, wrote Harry's wife. She spent her days there on a wine tour, sunbathing on popular beaches, having dinner at restaurants, and partying in famous beach clubs. Thus, skippercity.com has evidently looked back, I think, at the TIG to extract this information, which includes the photograph that I mentioned, one that has been utilised. And somebody called Aware1 once responded in a tweet by saying, here's backup, Harry's wife's yachting days. The photos are from her yacht trip to Croatia, which she wrote about on her blog. Now, this is either the case that she had a trip to Croatia, where she roamed around, ate food, read books in the sun, explored, was on a yacht purely for the purposes of transport or enjoyment, and that was it. Or she combined earning some money doing some yachting, witness the description of Var, which I mentioned earlier on, and she also combined the trip to write about it in her blog. It is not conclusive one way or the other, but it does demonstrate that she was aware of the harbour, aware of where the yachts were, aware of the ladies who wear high heels with their bikinis, etc., and the partying that was going on. And the fact that Mr. Hone had wanted her to come to the Croatia Yacht Week also. Therefore, I'll leave it for you to make your minds up about what that tells us, but it certainly does tend to suggest that she had exposure to some form of involvement with yachts back at least in 2014. More evidence that stacks up in relation to her involvement in the yacht fraternity, the exhortations of Adam Hone for her to get involved, and the knowledge that she was on a yacht in Croatia, possibly combining a TIG trip with something else. We're now going to turn in part 4 to a further examination of yet more evidence about whether she is or was a yacht girl, turning to revelations from Kirby Summers, amongst others. Join me there.